just want to... I think these are going in the trash. Well. Yes, well, we'll open that a little more since there's a lot of running back and forth.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in beautiful San Clemente. We're so glad you're here with us in the sanctuary, and those out in Zoomland watching, thank you for being with us. Squeak. And we'd like you to join us. Please stand and join us on go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm told that there's no projector for today, so if I hold it like this, can everybody read that? No? Okay.
Well, you can hum along.
This is easy because there is more than enough, blah, 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 blah. There's more than enough.
Blah, blah, blah,
Please
blah.
sing
There
that
you
part,
go.
okay? There is more than enough in the universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see. and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do, your infinite love will prove more than enough. Again, there is more than enough in the universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let the world know the truth, whatever you choose to do, your infinite love will prove more than enough. Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let the world know the truth, whatever we choose to do, your infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough, more than enough.
Good morning, beautiful center. I'm Reverend Carla Sharatis, and it's Sunday. It's our favorite day of the week, and you know why? It's our favorite day of the week because together we get to experience the music, the message, and best of all, the fellowship with each other. And if you're here for the very first time, we want you to know that we are a trans-denominational center and we are a transformational center where we believe that thoughts are things and everything is created twice, and that by changing your thoughts to a higher vibration, you can change your life. We're going to get started this morning with our opening spiritual practice, lighting the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance and the will of God as the highest calling. we light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as our practitioner this morning, Faith Mackey, lights the last candle, let it represent the path which brought you here this morning. I'd now like to invite our practitioner, Faith Mackey, to open us with this morning's prayer.
Thank you, Reverend Carla. So let's just all settle in today. Just relax. Settle into your seat and just know that we're all here together. We're all here on purpose. So what I know is that there is only one expression of love, one idea, one thought, one love, one experience, and I call that God. And God is right here, right now. God is everywhere present. God is in, through, and back of everything. And so I know that this is the truth of me. It's the truth of each and every one of us. So I know today that we're all present. We're all awake and staying awake and listening with our God ears. And we're experiencing the Spirit living through us as us. For Spirit expresses through us to have a human experience with love. And so I know that today's talk has a message here for each and every one of us. So I know as we listen to this message, it just brings us closer to the Spirit within. And I am so grateful for this powerful message. I am so grateful for us together, joining together in consciousness and loving the life that we live through Spirit. I am so grateful for all that is and all that's yet to be. And so I release this prayer into the law, knowing that it is done. And I anchor it and by saying, and so it is. So now I'm going to read the affirmation. Now, we've been experiencing a little difficulty with the media system. So I'm going to read a little bit, and then I'm going to have you repeat after me. I am grateful for everything I am, everything I do, and everything I have. And so it is. Okay, now I'm going to read the Declaration of Principles. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates on a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to create health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now and I rejoice in it, and so it is.
Well done. Who needs a projector? It's my great pleasure to introduce our guest vocalist this morning. It's such a treat and an honor. Please help me welcome Jennifer Tavor.
Good morning. It's so good to see you. It's a beautiful day. Life is a journey, not a destination. There are no mistakes, just chances we've taken. Lay down your regrets, 'cause all we have is now. Wake up in the morning and I get out of bed, start making that mental list in my head of all of the things that I'm grateful for. dawn of a new day, new hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open up my eyes and open up my mind, and I wonder how life will surprise me today. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day, new hopes, new dreams, new ways. And I open up my heart and I'm gonna do my part to make this a positively beautiful day. 'Cause it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Oh, come on. Yeah, life is a challenge, not a competition. You can still smell the roses and be on a mission. Just take a moment to get in touch with your heart. Yeah, sometimes you feel like you've got something to prove. Remind yourself that there's only one you, and just take that moment to give thanks for who you are. Yes. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day, new hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open up my eyes and open up my mind, and I wonder how God will surprise me today. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day, new hopes, new dreams, new ways. So I open up my heart and I'm gonna do my part to make this a positively beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Let's make this so wonderful. Let's make this so powerful. Let's make this a beautiful day. Oh, yeah. A beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Yes. Oh, life is a journey, not a destination. There are no mistakes, just chances we've taken. Let down your regrets, 'cause all we have is now. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was wonderful. I really have been enjoying the music these last couple of weeks. It's been really great. Let's give a hand to not only our vocalists, but our band. Thank you. Thank you. And if you're watching at home, the sound in here is amazing. I know we've done a lot of work to get the sound good on the Facebook link, but it's really amazing in here. So thank you so much for that. For those of you that don't know, my name is Reverend Alice Reed, and I am, I'm not going to be able to say this for too much longer, but I can milk it for a little while longer, your new spiritual director here. I started in September, and we're finishing out 2021 together. We're making it through this last, hopefully last gasp of this pandemic. People are starting to come out again. We're getting vaccinated. We're, able to wear masks in the sanctuary if you'd like to join us. And this is our committed giving campaign. And what we've been doing over the last 4 weeks, this is week 4 or 5, is we've been doing some wonderful talks. We've been talking about abundance and prosperity. We've been talking about the laws of circulation, and then we've been giving you little practices to take home with you. And I think they've been pretty potent. How about you? Yeah? Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And the other thing I want you to know is that we'll be doing a Thanksgiving Eve Taizé service. So that will be a wonderful opportunity for us to come together to really dive deep into this practices of meditation. We'll have music by Alan Dale. We'll do some ritual. We'll have some readings that are read by some of our practitioners and ministers. It'll be a wonderful time to get together, but we won't be doing the typical traditional dessert, bring a dessert, but we will be supplying you with a dessert. So those are the things that are happening right now.
What time?
7 o'clock, thank you so much. It'll be at 7 o'clock on Thanksgiving Eve, so I hope you'll join us for that. It'll be a really great opportunity to come together, and the theme is look up from your life. Look up from your life. So today I am continuing in this practice, this program of digging deep. And in the first week we talked about our resistance, and then Reverend Judy in the following week talked about the different ways that we give: compensatory giving, charitable giving, and tithing. Last week I talked about the power of intention, but not only intention, but the idea that when we plant a seed of intention, that sometimes it takes time to grow and we need to nourish it. And we do that with our faith. And this week, I'm talking about gratitude, because it's November after all, right? So everybody talks about gratitude in November, but I want to talk about gratitude beyond the gifts. Like, oftentimes we step into gratitude from this place of, I don't know about you, but I certainly heard it from my parents, you always have to be grateful for stuff. Like those socks that I got on Christmas, right? Thank you, Aunt Louise. I wanted socks. So there's a more rudimentary experience of gratitude where we're being polite, where we're told that we need to thank everybody for what we get, but we're talking about a deeper practice of gratitude that is generative. And that's a pretty $2 word there, generative. But what it really means is that we practice gratitude so that we can invoke energy and then have that energy go before us, go through us, come behind us, and move and shift things that we're experiencing. And so when we can drop into gratitude, we are doing a very powerful practice that is beyond social niceties. It is the power to change our thinking. It is the power to move the way we are holding something. Ernest Holmes has this great quote. It's, if you're not familiar with our teaching, Ernest Holmes was the founder of Centers for Spiritual Living, and he wrote a book called The Science of Mind. And on page 319, he writes this: "There is a law in physics which says that water will reach its own level by its own weight. There is a law of metaphysics corresponding to it. Consciousness will externalize at its own level by its own recognition. We may call it faith, we may call it embodiment, we may call it whatever we will. There is something in the universe which responds and corresponds to our mental states." And so here we have Ernest Holmes helping us to understand the importance of taking care of and intentionally and mindfully, I guess I would call it cultivating our mental space and our feeling space. That in order for us to have the experiences that we seek and desire, knowing that even in the flame of wanting something, of desiring something, of seeking something, that too is spirit moving through us, and so that we need to cultivate our thinking, we need to cultivate our behaviors and the way we are walking out in the world, and we do that. We do that through spiritual practice. Now, last week I reminded you there's a really simple equation about spiritual practice. Number one, spirit is perfect. Spirit is perfection. Number two, practice makes perfection. Number three, spiritual practice reveals our perfection. So when we're doing spiritual practice of any kind, we are doing a process that helps us to reveal our own perfection. That perfection is always there, but it is our recognition of that perfection, and that we allow our consciousness and our thinking and the things that we do to rise up to an experience of perfection that generates our experience. And so when we look at gratitude, I mean, it's, Oprah talks about gratitude. It's in the local paper. People who you don't even think about as spiritual do gratitude journaling. But when we talk about gratitude, we're really talking about something that is going to happen, a movement of and shift of neural pathways in your brain when we engage in gratitude. And sometimes it can be really simple. Sometimes it's like being grateful for, I'm grateful there's air. I remember when I lived on the East Coast, I had this, I lived and worked 3 miles from each other. It was a really simple commute, Jump in the car, was home. If there weren't so many hills and traffic, I might have been able to ride a bike. It was that close. And one evening, we had a snowstorm. And on the East Coast, when it snows, I can imagine if it ever snowed here, we'd have the same experience. In Maryland, we think we're in the South. And so when it snows, we freak out. And so I was driving home from work. It was like 6 o'clock, and that little 3-mile stretch, I don't even have to make any turns to get to my house. Like that little 3-mile stretch to get to my house was socked in. And I was 20 minutes into it, and I was coming up to this intersection, and I noticed that this driver over here, it was my turn to get in, and this driver that was coming into this turning onto my road, it wasn't his turn, and he was getting ready to get in front of me, and I was like furious. And I was like gripping the steering wheel, and I began to say some things I can't repeat on camera. And I remembered gratitude is generative. And I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like the anger that was welling up, and it was so stupid because I could have parked the car and walked home from where I was. So I took a deep breath, and I said to myself, I'm grateful I have a car. I'm grateful I'm not outside in the snow. And I began the gratitude got a little deeper, and I began to touch that place within me that didn't understand the anger or the impatience that I was experiencing. And it's that simple. It will shift you in a moment when you lose yourself, when you forget who you are, when you forget that love is really the only response that we should have in any time, in any moment. And so as we look at this idea of gratitude, I want to share with you a wonderful model, and it's from a book called The Trance of Scarcity by Victoria Castle. And has anybody heard of this book? Oh yeah, it is a wonderful book, and in it, Victoria gives us a great model for engaging in what she calls the cycle of abundance. And when we engage in this cycle of abundance, it's actually a movement of energy, and you can jump into that cycle at any place. And so what I want to do is share with you how this cycle works. She says that part of that cycle is aligning ourselves, getting into alignment with that which we want to experience. And she does this great job of looking at what it is that we are aiming to experience, and she talks about its opposite so that we can really recognize it. And so when she shares this idea about aligning with our good, she says forcing is the opposite of aligning. And forcing demands that we figure everything out and make it happen all by ourselves before disaster strikes, right? That's the opposite of aligning. But alignment is that place that we get into when we move our thinking, not from the thing that we are repelling, but the thing that we're trying to experience. And so she says that we know we are in alignment when we begin to experience a little bit of relief. Relief because we don't have to struggle so much. We don't have to do all that heavy lifting. We align ourselves with our greater good. The next movement in the cycle of abundance is attracting, and the opposite of that is grasping. Do you ever have that experience where you want something so bad that you're grasping at it? And so when we are attracting something, when we're in this place of aligning ourselves with attraction, well, we have confidence because we trust. We trust that whatever it is that we're in alignment with our source, with our good, that good already exists. I love the line that you can't create abundance, you can only reveal it. You can't create abundance, you can only reveal it. And so as we align ourselves with that idea, and then we allow ourselves to be in that attractive space of confidence, of knowing, of allowing water to rise to the level of our recognition, we are well on our way in this cycle of abundance. And the next movement in this cycle is receiving. And this hit me right between the eyes. She said that the opposite of receiving is numbing. We numb ourselves when we don't think we are going to receive our good. We get to that place where we can begin to guard our feelings in hopes that we don't have to experience the disappointment. And yet receiving is as much of a gift as all the gifts that we receive with our abundance. And so I would venture to say that many of us are better givers than receivers. And that part of this abundance cycle is really to allow ourselves to receive. And what happens is when we allow ourselves to receive, we begin to experience satisfaction. We begin to feel a little bit safer. We begin to understand that God is moving through whatever mechanism for us to receive. And we allow ourselves to receive. And then we come to gratitude. And the opposite of gratitude, according to Victoria, is arrogance. Now, when I think about arrogance, usually that comes for me because somehow I have decided that I know everything I need to know. And I don't need you. What's that line from that movie? I don't need no stinking help. I can do this on my own. But gratitude, I'd like to think of it this way. Gratitude is love received. Gratitude is love received. When we allow ourselves to receive that which is our God-given absolute, I want to say right, but I'm looking for another word. It is who we are. There is a creative process that is moving through life all the time, and its only purpose is to give of itself. Its only purpose is to express itself so that it can experience itself by means of you. And so when we allow ourselves to be part of that creative process, to receive the wonderful, absolute, perfect power that is God, that is love, that wants to experience itself in the world, then we can be in gratitude because we know that we have received it. We step into what Victoria calls embodiment. And I like to think of embodiment as knowing that I know, and knowing that I know so much that I don't even need to know that I know it because I am it. And so when we can allow ourselves to be in alignment and creating that consciousness of attraction, receiving the good that comes our way, making ourselves available to it, letting down the walls so that we can not have to protect ourselves, but to be in deep reception of the perfection that is spirit that wants to experience itself, well, then we can step into a place of generosity. And generosity, the opposite of that, is hoarding. Not me, I don't hoard. I only have 1,300 books. It's hard to let go of things let's just say things. It's hard to let go of things, especially when they help us to feel more comfortable in the world. But the truth is that if we are truly in this cycle of abundance, that there is always more. There is always more. And so as we step into this cycle of abundance, we allow ourselves to express through our generosity. And I'm going to step back, the characteristic, the nature, you know that you're experiencing gratitude because you have an experience of joy. And with generosity, it's nature. You know that you're in alignment with it when you are feeling resilience. And resilience is that place where you feel strong and you know that whatever's coming up, you can move through it, like our sound team this morning with the tech problems that we were having. Absolutely resilient. Let's give them a hand. It is the resilience to know that everything's filled with grace and that whatever happens with our media is in divine right order, and that we're building muscle. We're building muscle as a center. And so resiliency is that ability for us to know that we have the strength to move forward. And then finally, the last stage in the cycle of abundance is giving. And the opposite of that is stagnation. And so we recognize that when we can step into this place of giving, that this is the place where we let go. This is the place where we really trust. Instead of stagnating and getting stuck, we give. And if we're stuck in one area, we give. If we can't give with our financial gifts, we can give with our time. And if we can't give with our time, we can give with some of our talent. And if we can't give with that, well, heck, we could clean out a drawer and give away the things that we think are valuable there. Finding that place where you can start giving so that you can have that experience of flow. And be in this beautiful cycle of abundance that is experiencing itself by means of each one of us. When we step into this cycle. And you can drop into that cycle at any place and then pick up. You can start by attracting, you can start by giving, you can start by cultivating some generosity. You can jump into that cycle at any place and then carry yourself forward to the next step. Because each step in the abundance cycle builds on itself. And we become stronger and more resilient. We have greater experiences of joy, and we begin to understand how powerful the practice of gratitude is in generating a shift in our consciousness. So each week we are giving you a little practice to take with you. And so this week's a pretty powerful one. It's an oldie but goodie. And so on your chairs, you probably found an elastic band. And if you didn't, there's probably one nearby. And you may have seen this practice before, but it is the practice of not complaining and instead choosing gratitude. Now, what better time than Thanksgiving to begin to release that old habitual practice of complaining? We all do it. We complain about the weather. We complain about the news. We complain about our relatives. We all find things to complain about, but it is what we know in this powerful metaphysical teaching is that what we pay attention to expands. So I've given you a rubber band to put on your wrist, and every time you catch yourself complaining, switch wrists. put it on the other wrist. And the goal is to make it through a whole day without switching wrists. And the larger goal is to see how many consecutive days that you can build up that practice. Because as you know, they say that 21 days creates a new habit. And so I'm going to invite you to try this. You can do this, some of us have those beloved little arm, wrist things that have words on them. Mine says, I accept this, I bless this. So something that you're willing to wear every day, and then every time you catch yourself complaining, I have a little caveat. You can think it, but you can't say it. If you say it, you have to switch it. But if you think it, you have to say and speak gratitude into the room. It's not enough to think it and not say it. You have to counteract it. And so this is where we will begin to use this oldie but goodie practice of not complaining and trying to build up some resilience with that and gratitude and bring them together. We have 47 days left of this year. 47 days left in 2021. So certainly we can come up with 21 days where we are not complaining. And this can be a little bit of a stressful time for folks. So this will be a wonderful practice for us to really drop into our hearts and to choose something more mindful, something more creative than complaining, and to see how the simple things that you're grateful for can really shift your life. Are you with me? Yes. Everybody on board? Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and pray. I know that as we move through the holidays that are coming up, that as we allow ourselves to bring ourselves to that place of deep presencing, that there is a creative process that is moving in as and through us. It is that divine intelligence that wants to experience itself on this planet. It wants to walk in my shoes. It wants to walk in your shoes. It wants to experience life by means of you. And so I know for each one, as we enter into this beautiful practice of choosing gratitude, of using gratitude to cultivate our minds, to bring forward and attract that which we want to experience, that we are absolutely empowered by the simple fact that each one is God in form, in its perfection, wanting to be revealed more and more each day. And so I trust for each one that that simple knowledge, that embodiment of the truth of who we are, is what carries us forward as we move through this wonderful practice. I give great thanks for the willingness for each one to bring forth that greater expression of perfection. And I am grateful for each one that has said yes, yes to love, yes to beauty, yes to joy and resilience and confidence, yes to giving God its experience as us. I let this go. I know that it is the law that does all the work. I simply choose and choose and choose again. Thank you, God. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, everyone. And thank you. And so now let's bring up our wonderful soloist. What a treat. Thank you so much.
I can't help but find it fitting that Diane would pick a song called Arms of Grace, particularly with this experiment, right?
God is with you. These hands of kindness welcome us home. Come to the arms of grace. You are never left alone. You are always loved. Come as you are. God is calling. Bring your wounded soul. All will be welcome as you are, to the arms of grace, to the arms of grace. You, Spirit runs through you in this holy moment when love overcomes. And now all is forgiven. We are blessed with tenderness and heaven's song. So come as you are. God is calling. Bring your wounded soul. All will be welcome as you are, to the arms of grace, to the arms of grace. With God all is forgiven. With God all burdens lifted. With God we'll sing forever. Oh Spirit, well, we're no longer searching. Now we know God is with us. That grace that blesses us is Spirit. Come as you are. God is calling. Bring your fears and doubts. God is with you. Come as you are, to the arms of grace, to the arms of grace. Come as you are, to the arms of grace, to the arms of grace. Thank you.
Let's give another big hand to Jennifer Trevor. Thank you so much. And as everything goes full circle, Reverend Alice started this morning with our meditation about grace, the singing, finishing up about grace, grace that has filled this room from that beautiful message that we got. And now another full circle is our opportunity to share our gifts and tithes, our offertory. We learned so much this morning from Reverend Alice about principles of giving and tithing and how that does replenish us and gives back to us as well. So this is an opportunity for us to practice that. And this morning we have baskets out. One is in the back of the room, right where you walked in at the front table, and also over to the side by all three doors. So feel free after service to drop your love into that basket. And now we're going to read our offertory affirmation together, and I'm going to do a short part of it, and you can repeat after me. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply. Beautiful. We'd like to have Diane share with us. Thank you, Diane.
So along with talking about beauty and breathing in the view and feeling grace, this is a little song called Perfect Day. The rain will come and bring a new day. Nothing seems to move, everything is still. It's just a perfect day. The shadows and light that move with the wind, falling leaves are blown with the breezy spray. Just another perfect day. On the wild and misty hillside, wind is nature's warning. Feel it now as winter's on its way. And all of this world is here for our play. Days that never end always should remain. Another perfect day. As the clouds move across the hillside, one can feel the storming. Spring is gone and winter's on its way. And all of this world is here for our play. Everything is still in this perfect day. Another perfect day. Everything is still in this perfect day.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Let's give a big hand to our chorus director and choir director, Diane, and our beautiful, beautiful band. And this is our time for giving thanks and just recognizing all the people that it takes. It's a village that takes to run this service for you this morning. So everybody that has been in service this week, would you please stand up so that we can give you some love? Thank you so much. You really are the heartbeat of our center. And may all of our practitioners stand up, please. These are our practitioners. All of our practitioners have been trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer. If you want to change your life, you can see one of them today. The three practitioners in service today are Cheryl Lyman, Jill Burnett, and Faith Mackey. And we'd love to gift you with a prayer this morning. So if you would like to have an opportunity to transform your life, one of these 3 beautiful prayer practitioners will be in service in our back 2 tables and in our quiet sanctuary booth. So please, please take advantage of having that lovely, lovely opportunity for life-changing experiences. And now I'd like to invite Kimberly and Wade up for some invitations.
The chefs here at CSLCV have created a unique and delicious tasting menu of Spirit's Bounty in the weeks to come.
Treat yourself to an amuse-bouche, a fermented conscious connection in the sanctuary after service for a hearty group discussion about the tasty tidbits you received in today's delicious message. Also available gluten-free.
For our next course, we have a juicy book study based on Neil Donald Walsh's Conversations with God series. This velvety smooth group is lightly crusted via Zoom on Wednesdays from 10 to 11:30 and features deeply marinated wisdom. Anyone may take up a tasting spoon at any time. Speak to Chef Mary Brogdon if you have questions.
Shifting Sands offers a crisp and witty salad of mixed chat via Zoom every Thursday from 10:30 to 12:30. This zesty group of life gourmets finds something spicy every week for an interesting and organic conversation. Everyone is invited to join the group for enlightenment and for a robust sense of connection with just a hint of lavender.
Our soup du jour is Stone Soup by Chef Joyce Stone in the form of Coming Home to Spirit, our Friday morning support group on Zoom. This ultimate comfort food for the soul offers savory support, hope, and healing. It is open to all and great for anyone whose life has been charred by addiction.
A copy of today's menu with all of the Zoom links can be found in your bi-weekly email and on the calendar page of our website. Keep checking back for weekly specials.
Our sommeliers, Kathy Story and Tony Sparks, are here to support the LGBTQ community, so please talk to them about their pairing recommendations.
Our main course today features the Center for Spiritual Living's annual convention for 2022, coming to SoCal on January 18 to 21. It is lightly breaded in this year's theme of Embrace the Now, then pan-seared to a golden brown at the Hyatt Regency Hotel and Spa in Indian Wells, California. Our sous chefs have been hard at work on this dish. Early bird registration ends tomorrow, November 15th, and you'll have to pay $5.99 instead of $4.99 unless you act quickly. In addition, the hotel rooms are going fast, so make reservations now if you want a seat at the table.
For our seasonal offering, the annual Holiday Boutique and Brunch will be Sunday, December 5th, right after the service. This is an opportunity to show off your own culinary, artistic, or crafting creations for sale. So use the kiosk to reserve a table to display whatever you've been cooking up. If you have questions, you may contact Maitre d' Karen Allen.
The cherry on top of this month's offering will be the Thanksgiving Eve service. It is presented as a Taizé melange of gratitude in a vanilla caramel, a compote of music and poetry, plus a meditation deeply infused with spirit. It is capped off by an assortment of catered sweets to please your palate as well as your heart.
And now raise a toast with your voices by singing our closing song, Thank You for This Day. And since we don't have the lyrics up, just remember this one repeats a lot, so if you want, just sing. We'll sing a line, then you just sing what we just sang, and then you'll be fine. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. my radiant, my radiant, my radiant health, my radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
And so as we raise our arms, we raise our consciousness and our awareness to the power and the perfection in each and every moment. I know that as we go forth in this day, we are indeed blessed. Thank you, God, and so it is.
And so it is.